Hello and welcome back to Suspended Fanimation. I'm your host, Dennis Bithoulkas, and it's time for Saturday Morning Blast Off. Welcome, everybody. Before I get started, let me take care of some business first, and we'll get down to it. If you like what you see here, like, share, and subscribe. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and try to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops it up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. Also, if you don't want to be notified, best thing to do is hit that bell down below. It's a 100% chance that YouTube won't notify you when I'm on live next. So the best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I put up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages, like this YouTube channel page, my Facebook page, and a Facebook group page where you guys can post stuff and chat amongst yourselves. All right. So, yeah. Excuse me. Morks, what's going on? We had a big Disney Plus day, which of course is just a manufactured bullshit day of where Disney Plus was going to announce all of their stuff that they're releasing. And holy crap, there's a lot of stuff that they're releasing. Just the Marvel stuff alone took up its own little page. So let's get to it, shall we? I'm trying to get to the whole list because there's a whole bunch of stuff they had. So I mean, besides what we already know is coming out, I mean, we knew Hawkeye, of course, is coming out next week. Well, not next week, but the week after, the 24th is when it's coming out. And we also know that She-Hulk was coming out. We just didn't know when. We still don't know when. We've got confirmation of some other things like Echo, which is a spin-off of Hawkeye, which is kind of weird that the show hasn't even come out yet, but they've already got a spinoff, associated with it. Ironheart, which is going to introduce Riri Williams, who is a predecessor of Iron Man. Basically, she's a genius that creates her own Iron Man armor and an advanced suit of Iron Man armor and kind of takes over where Tony Stark had left off. One that was actually new that we haven't heard about yet was Agatha, House of Harkness, which I think is actually kind of cool. And everyone loves the character, of course, but if they delve into Agatha Harkness, the background of her and all that kind of stuff, like, she's been around for a couple of centuries, so there's stuff they can really delve into there, and I hope that's what they do, of course. Secret Invasion, of course, we got a little teaser of that of Samuel Jackson without the eye patch, so we see his fucked up eye from the cat that scratched him. Yeah. Because of course we're going to have Captain Marvel's Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, the Skrull, who's in there. And of course that's supposed to be all about Skrulls who have been infiltrating Earth for years, is what's been going on. So we're going to get to see that. Oh, you saw the Eternals last night in IMAX, Morks? I warned you. I tried to anyway. But nobody listens to me. Obviously. Something at the end of the end of next year is what's going to happen. No, actually, it's this year. That's right. I take that back. It's this year. We're getting the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special, which is written by and of course directed by James Gunn, and that looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping we get a release date on that one soon because we haven't gotten a release date yet. We also got confirmation of What If Season 2. And Loki season 2, of course, as well. So that's actually going to be both fun. And speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, there's also an I Am Groot series, which is going to be a whole bunch of original shorts exploring, following baby Groot in his growing up and what's been going on and how he's been getting into trouble. So, yeah, you can look for the cuteness factor on that. So, yeah. Well, they had to do something for the kids, and also going back to What If, Marvel Zombies is an animated series that's going to be coming out. And I'm hoping, from what I saw for the logo of Marvel Zombies, the logo is actually the original comic book logo, and I'm hoping they do the original comic book story rather than the one they did for What If. The one for What If Having just the mindless zombies doesn't really work for me, quite honestly. I like what they did in the comic where uh, all the zombies could actually think. They all thought the same. They all retained their intelligence. It's just the hunger overtook them, and had to they had to contend with the hunger, and they gave into the hunger, of course. And you've got these heroes that become villains, because of course they have to eat. Um, and also in that version of Marvel Zombies, there is an Ashley J. Williams that comes into play and is part of the Marvel comic book universe now because of that. And so is an Economicron. I won't get into why, but that is part of it. And since Sam Raimi is directing Doctor Strange 2 into the multiverse of madness, that I'm wondering if he's gonna, tie in with that. I would think that would be kind of cool. More because I saw a lot of Marvel zombie stuff in GameStop, keychains, pins, Funko Pops. Looks like they're making a big dish on that. I'm not interested in. I'll watch, but it won't buy anything. Yeah, um, it was big when it first came out, and of course that was because Robert Kirkman was involved in that. He was the one, Walking Dead, so he was the one that actually was working on that one, and it was a good story. I mean, it was actually a really good story, and it just kept, it was a little mini series, and then another one popped up, and then another one popped up, and then another one popped up. But I did like the whole, excuse me, crossover into the Evil Dead territory, and that one actually it made sense, and it kind of tied everything together. It was kind of nice. Um, yeah, so I'm hoping they continue that one. There's also Spider-Man Freshman Year, which is going to be a new animated series following Peter Parker on his way to becoming Spider-Man. I guess that's going to be an unpowered Peter Parker, is what that is, because I think that's what it is. That's going to be kind of a weird one. And then there was one that was kind of interesting, X-Men 97. So it's called a new animated series that explores new stories in the iconic 90s timeline of the original series. So at first I thought they were going to kind of do the old 90s animation kind of style and stuff like that, but I don't know. I think they might actually just do the X-Men of the 90s, that comic era, and just do it that way with big hair and everything. That would be kind of cool. Hey, Commander. So yeah, that's actually going to be kind of fun. So there's a lot of other items that were mentioned in the Disney Plus Day announcement as well. I mean, they announced a lot. Um, and what do we got here? So today, well, actually, I should say yesterday, Jungle Cruise and Shang-Chi, of course, got dropped onto the Disney Plus channel, so you can watch it, for just your subscription price. You don't need to spend any more money on that, all of that. But they put in stuff like The Simpsons and Plus Anniversary. If you're into Frozen, they did some Frozen stuff as well. The World According to Jeff Goldblum, of course, has dropped as well. And then, of course, they started going ahead as to what's happening here. Will Smith has a series called Welcome to Earth, which is coming in December 8th, which it's the Nat Geo thing where he's kind of going through different things in the earth. Um, Chris Hemsworth is also doing something next year, I believe it is, or the year after. Um, no, I take that back. And yeah, sometime next year called Limitless, where I guess he's going to be doing some weird adventures that way. So Mark says, I want to see Amazing Spider-Man again. X-Men 97 reminds me too much of WW84. Wonder Woman. No, I don't think it's going to be like as bad as Wonder Woman 84. This is Marvel Studios that we're talking about. Even the Eternals being, crappy. I mean, it wasn't horribly bad compared to other things that are out there. It wasn't Wonder Woman 1984 bad, that's for sure. I'm gonna rewatch Shang-Chi when I get a chance. I have to say this. I actually watched last night. I saw that No Time to Die, the James Bond movie, was actually available on Amazon for $20. And since I hadn't seen it yet, so I paid the $20 and I watched it on my TV, and that's the way it was meant to be, is to be watched on TV, not in a theater where you're getting, you know, questionable sound, questionable visuals, people annoying you, that kind of shit. No, I was in my privacy of my own living room with my surround sound system, my big screen TV, and I could pause it if I wanted to go and make something or go and pee or something like that. And that's the way it should be. And I wasn't as gung ho about it as everyone else was. I might have to do, is it worth my time about that? Because it just, there's some things off on that James Bond movie. There's actually a lot of things that were off on that James Bond movie that I need to talk about. Um, Going back to the Disney Plus announcements, what else do we have here? In spring of 2022, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers are going to have their own series. Cheaper by the Dozen, which I believe is supposed to be a new series in March of 2022. They're doing a sequel to Enchanted, which is going to be called Disenchanted, and they're bringing everyone back for that in fall of 2022. And then also Hocus Pocus 2, they're going to be doing in fall of 2022, along with a live action Pinocchio. So yeah, and then summer of 2022, they're bringing in Baymax, which of course is there's a lot of stuff that's coming out. Hey Stanley. Yeah, I didn't like Katie either, but then again, I don't like Aquafina. She's just fucking annoying. That's all, and that's her fault on that. And then also they say sometime in 2022, we're getting Cars on the Road, which is supposed to be, of course, the Cars series from Pixar. The Obi-Wan series, which I'm really looking forward to because it looks like the Inquisitor, the one that so if you played the latest Star Wars Fallen Jedi, uh, they had a storyline that happened where one of the um Padawans ends up getting turned into an Inquisitor, and in the story, in your video game storyline, you actually interact with her. Fallen Order, thank you, Marks. Fallen Order. Uh, that character is supposedly going to show up in Obi-Wan, the Obi-Wan series, as an Inquisitor. So yes, excuse me. CBM says I might watch Disenchanted if only because it supposedly has Yvette Nicole Brown in it. She's okay in some things. I'm not liking her in everything. Yeah. She's too fanboyish for me sometimes. She really is. So, yeah. So also next year we're going to have Willow. Speaking of something that no one asked for, and Zootopia Plus. So that's going to be a new series as well as Zootopia Plus. And then in 2023, we're going to have Tiana, which of course is based on The Princess and the Frog. That's going to be its own series. Something called Win or Lose from Pixar, and some other items as well. But yeah, it's just, oh, and I forgot Moon Knight. I forgot to even mention Moon Knight. We got to see a little taste of Moon Knight and see what Oscar Isaac is going to be doing with that and how he is handling the multiple personality, the dissociative identity disorder that he suffers from. And that looks fairly interesting. We also saw a little bit of the trailer for She-Hulk, which looked good, for the little tiny snippet that we saw of it. And we didn't get to see her as She-Hulk, of course, but we saw her legs in green. That was about it. Yeah, so a lot of good stuff coming out. I'm looking forward to it. And hey, thanks, Joker. You don't need to do that. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff that's gonna be coming out. And this is a great time if you don't have Disney Plus at this point. And I don't get any kickbacks from any of this. But if you're looking at getting into Disney Plus, I think they're gonna start having their Black Friday sale usually, and that's when you can get a discounted annual pass. I highly recommend just buying the annual pass because they discount it heavily and it's easier just doing it that way. I actually got it as a gift 1 year for somebody for a friend of mine. I got her a 1 year subscription to Disney Plus, which is always a good gift too. That's the other nice thing about it is you can buy it as a gift and you can give it out as a gift. So so the one thing that was pretty funny though about that too is the same day that Disney Plus Day was coming on, the boys decided to troll Disney Plus with their own little version called Vought Plus. They did a Vought Plus parody, which was really fucking hilarious. It was just a little blurb, but yeah, they're just mentioning how their Vought Plus has all the old movies on there that all the heroes have done, as well as new series that they're creating just for the channel itself. So, what else is going on here? So, Doctor Strange 2 is supposedly undergoing significant reshoots until Christmas. They're actually going to be shooting 6 days a week till Christmas, is what's going to be happening. And that's not unusual because they didn't have the principal actors for a lot of this stuff during the pandemic. So, I'm sure the significant reshoots are actually them doing the principal photography that they weren't able to do with Benedict Cumberbatch and Wong. Fuck, I'm blanking on his name now, as well as everybody else as well. So yeah, that's the whole thing. It's not significant reshoots. It's that they are actually filming the movie still, and they have to meet the deadline. And Sam Raimi is a still a guerrilla director for the most part. He knows how to do all that stuff and is willing to do all that stuff. So yeah. But I am looking forward to that movie. That's actually going to be kind of a cool movie. And since you brought it up, Stanley, yes, Rogue Squadron, Patty Jenkins' Rogue Squadron has been delayed and taken off the release schedule, mainly because Jenkins' schedule is jam packed and they need to wait for her to free up some time so that she can actually start doing pre-production. Pre-production was supposed to start actually now on the movie, and nothing's happened, of course, at this point because she's working on like 3 different projects also on top of all of this at the moment. So, yeah, and despite what you've heard from other sites out there that say it's been postponed indefinitely, it hasn't been postponed indefinitely. They just took it off the schedule because they don't know when her schedule is going to free up at this point. Because, sometimes you run over on your shooting schedules and things like that. And, you also have the COVID-19 restrictions that are pretty strict right now in Hollywood when you're shooting, which are supposed to ease up now. I heard in January 12th is what they said, which might not be a good thing, depending on how things go with this pandemic that we're still in. Yes, we still are in it. So, a new Spider-Man No Way Home trailer is going to premiere on Tuesday, November 16th at it's going to be Tuesday night, as a matter of fact, at a special event in Los Angeles. Um, I don't know what that special event is, but supposedly it's going to be big surprises, what they say, and all this kind of stuff. I saw the little flyer for it. So, if you're in the LA area and you've gotten passes for it, it's kind of like a sneak preview pass where they give out more tickets than there are seats available, so it's a first come first serve basis. And I did that for Dark Knight Rises. Yeah, the dark, well, whatever the last Dark Knight movie was. When they showed the IMAX portions in the IMAX theater, I was still living in San Francisco at the time, and there's an IMAX theater in there. I was able to get passes, went to it. No one showed, which was kind of a weird thing, and they were giving out T-shirts at the end, which was kind of cool. But that was about it. Nothing spectacular. This one, I'm fairly sure they're going to have like the actors show up, and it's going to be a Q&A and all that kind of stuff, and they're going to show the trailer, new trailer, and all that stuff, and then we'll get the new trailer either that night or possibly Wednesday morning. It is right before Thanksgiving, so that's about the time they're going to release all of that. That makes sense. And speaking of Spider-Man, on November 30th, those of you who are playing Marvel's Avengers, the video game, I haven't turned on my PS4 in a while, other than to pop in a movie. That's about it. You're going to be able to play Spider-Man as a playable character on November 30th for free. There's no extra fees in it or anything like that. It's free downloadable content. And except, of course, most likely they're going to be different costumes and things like that you're going to have to buy or you want to buy, that kind of thing. So Stanley says things look rather grim in my country now because we're between governments for the foreseeable future. Yeah, I've seen what's going on over there, Stanley. Yeah. Things will be okay who knows what's going on at the moment, but yeah. So anyway, back to happier news. Well, not so happier news, but I know this is Mork's favorite show. La Brea has been greenlighted or given a second season over at NBC. So Morks, you're welcome. NBC has re-greenlit your show. They've renewed it and for a second season. So there you go. It's all there for you. You still there, Morks? Or are you off doing something else? He's watching the Eternals again. That's what he's doing. I still haven't seen La Brea. I just keep hearing that it's horribly, horribly bad. Yeah, Stanley, I agree with you. I'm fairly sure that NBC is desperate for shows. I just heard it's bad. I haven't actually buckled down and watched it. I've been looking at it on Peacock and debating whether or not to do it, and I'm like, no, I'm not that drunk yet. And plus, there's other good stuff that's on, But yes, they've been renewed for a second season. And speaking of mistakes, the Predator prequel, Prey. Try and say that 3 times fast. Predator prequel, Prey. There we go. Which takes place 300 years in the past and stars Amber Midthunder, from Legion. She was one of the Carries. It's going to hit Hulu in the summer of 2022. Is what's going to happen. So I believe it's going to release in theaters as well, but I think it's just going to Hulu. It might just be going to Hulu. I don't know. It might have been me, Morks. I've been noticing that my video has been a little bit slow. Yeah, my provider has been doing some shitty things lately. My internet provider, and I found this out. What was it? Thursday night. Thursday night, it went down completely. And I'm fairly sure they're just holding it together with spit and bubble gum. Yeah. So, Apple Crow seems to get some competition. Oh wow, I didn't even see that one. I'm not even going to repeat it. Thanks, Philip. Yeah, you need to go to Apple Crow's workshop class and workshop that some more. Mhm. So Paramount is pushing back both Transformer Rise of the Beast, which I heard is done and already in the can, and the next Star Trek movie, which hasn't even started yet, until 2023. And I'm sure no one really cares because no one asked for Transformer: Rise of the Beasts, a live action version of that, and no one really gives a shit about the new Star Trek movie either because again, no one wants anything like that. And Anton Yeltsin's dead. Probably the only thing that was good in the entire thing, him as Chekhov. So yeah. And the final thing I have here is Philip K. Dick's novel Vulcan's Hammer is being adapted into a movie. And you're going to say, well, what the fuck is Vulcan's Hammer? So, Vulcan's Hammer is actually a fairly interesting novel where it's at the end of so after a devastating world war, the nations of Earth form what's called a unity party. And they actually give up all their governance to a AI system called Vulcan, and the AI system basically dictates policies for the Unity to carry out. So Vulcan is attacked at one point, and a special agent is murdered. And one of the Unity directors is called on to unravel the mystery and figure out who, what, or what the hell is going on, why someone's trying to destroy the system that he has dedicated his life to. Dun dun dun. But the whole thing that makes this novel Philip K. Dickian, if you will, it kind of asks the question about artificial intelligence and society being controlled by computer technology. This is stuff they talked about in the 60s. You've seen this in Star Trek before and things like that. But this is things that are now being thought of as real world. What's going to happen, with what is coming up now um, in today's society, and I'm sure they're going to update those themes. Holy shit! Yeah, speak of the devil, and he shows up. Colossus, kind of, sort of, Stanley, except Colossus was a little bit different. Colossus was an interesting take, but yeah, no, not like Vulcan's hammer. Vulcan's hammer is not that all-seeing. It's not Colossus. Let's just say that. Yeah. Oh, wow, Stanley, you need a timeout for that joke. What? Yeah, right there. You really do. Yeah, Joker, I agree with you. Arcane isn't bad. Also, it's got Avasarla, who is voicing one of the characters in there in Arcane. And if you don't know what Arcane is, it's an animated series on Netflix based on League of Legends video game. There you go. Which I believe is what I'm going to be doing on Tuesday. Even though they're releasing 3-episode chunks at a time. Philip says the computer is your friend. The computer wants you to be happy. If you're not happy, you may wind up as reactor shielding. Yeah. Oh, man. So that's pretty much all I got for you, news wise. It was a busy week. I mean, pretty much the end of this week is really what it was. Disney Plus was the one that actually gave the majority of all of this news out. Is they were the ones that dropped everything. So yeah, and had the most interesting stuff too. Yeah. Stanley says the Arcane show looks gorgeous, but the plot didn't grip me. No, it's not the most engaging plot yet because it hasn't. I don't think it's kicked in. So, not that I'm doing a review of it right now or anything like that. So, speaking of which, what do I have coming on? What do I have going on the rest of this week? Well, tomorrow I'm going to be off. Monday is going to be another episode of Spoiler Alert, where basically you can talk about anything that has been released to the public and you can do spoilers and all that kind of stuff. Tuesday will be another episode of Is It Worth My Time? And I will probably most likely be talking about Arcane, the Netflix series here. Wednesday, I was going to talk about Hitmonkey, but I might just wait until that drops all at once. I think it is dropping all at once on Wednesday, but I might just wait till the following week to cover it. Thursday, I'll be off. On Friday, I'll be off as well. Yeah, because there is just way nothing going on at the moment. And then, of course, Saturday will be Saturday morning blast off, where I take the genre news of the week and any other genre stuff you guys want to talk about. We talk about it. Wraps all the way back around. So, what are you guys doing out there? Everyone's quiet. I'm surprised Apple Crow hasn't made any more puns. Any bad? Well, they're all bad puns. What should I say? Um, well, yeah, I am looking forward to a lot of the stuff that Disney Plus is putting out. I can't remember when I think I've got one more year on my subscription. I think I bought the 3-year subscription. So I know they've up prices already, but I want to see what the Black Friday deal is that they have going on, and then I'll probably re-up again on some of the stuff. Because why the fuck not? You know, can't help it. They pretty much have the best stuff on there anyway. I mean, Netflix does too. The Netflix has some good stuff too, but they are a lot more hit and miss with their series than Disney Plus is. And then Hulu just sucks. They're pretty much the bottom of all of this. You haven't had your coffee yet today, Apple Crow? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you are in Texas, so you do have to crank that generator by hand or by foot, however you're going to do it, before you can actually make your coffee. And then, I know you had to wait for the sun to rise, so you actually had some light because you don't have any electricity out there. Um, Respect and enjoy the live stream. When has that ever stopped you guys? Anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go actually because I got nothing else here, and I got to get started on. I'm still doing house hunting at the moment, and my lease ends up here in January. So yeah, I'm in the middle of let Hulu live. Oh man, leave Hulu alone. So yeah, now I'm gonna get ready for that. YouTube says I mostly watch YouTube and some anime. The only TV show I watch is Oak Island. That's right. We talked about Oak Island. Did you find did you find a coin this time, Philip? Yeah. CBM says all the Hulu series are on Disney Plus here in Canada. See, you're lucky at that respect. Philip says really cool rusty nail they found this week. Oh wow. Okay. Nice. Apple Crow says you laugh about the hand crank, but at least our grid is independent. Freedom. Yeah, exactly. Stanley says house hunting, are they hard to catch? Do they? Yes, they do. They move very quickly here in California. As a matter of fact, some are only available for a couple of days. So, yes, you have to be wily and quick about it. So, and you need to workshop that joke a bit more. Apple Crow, Stanley needs your help workshopping some of these jokes. He's been trying. I know there's the language barrier too. So, yeah. CBM says, I to watch only murders in building without any additional charges. Oh, you want to watch that? Okay, yeah. Catch them with the money pit. No, the money pits don't work anymore. Not here in California, anyway. They're not deep enough. Yeah. So, with that said, I'm gonna let you guys go for the rest of the day. I will see you guys again on Monday for spoiler alert. So thank you to everybody who joined me today in the chat, and thank you if you made it this far in the video. If you're still on the fence about subscribing, take a look at the video that pops up at the very end here. YouTube takes the algorithms of all the stuff you've been watching and tries to match it as best as possible to one of the videos in my vast video library and pops up there just for you. And if you like what you see there, hit that subscribe button down below there. And if you can, hit that like button, the share button as well before you leave. Also, If you don't want to know when I'm on live again next, you hit that bell down below. It's a 100% chance that YouTube won't notify you. So the best thing to do is go to suspendedfanimation.com. Take a look at the schedule I put up there. I change it out every week. Also, I have all the links to my social media on there and all the links to my pages as well. You need a bottomless money pit? Yeah. Oh, trust me, I've been trying to find that bottomless money pit, and so has everyone else. Be a large investment bank. That's how to score houses and probably PS5s. Yeah, no shit. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Monday. Until then, don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you too could have your very own Disney Plus series. You just have to find an old property of theirs that they haven't thought about how to rework it yet. May I suggest the sneaker has or the computer has tennis shoes? That would be a good one. You could bring in an old Kurt Russell and see what he's been doing in all this time. Wait, that's my pitch, so don't take that one. Thanks, everybody. I will see you again on Monday. Until then, have a good rest of your weekend. Stay safe out there. Wear those masks. Get those vaccine shots. Get those flu shots as well, because it's going to be a murderous flu season out there. And stay safe out there. Thanks, everyone. I will see you again on Monday. Have a good weekend, and see you then.